told him to sign?
Just a handful of things.
Ceasar continues to show cognitive skills that far exceed that of a human counterpart. The drug in his system has radically boosted healthy brain functioning.
The drug works.
These tests need to be contained.
Viva la chimpanzee! Viva la monkey, yeah, boy. Them apes are rising, boy.
Hey, man, I tell you what, when the chimpocalypse happens, which according to this movie is going to be next week, and our ape masters take over, I'm going to just get some coconut shells and strap those on my lips and be like, hey, I'm with y'all. Ooh, I want to be just like you.
I, for one, would like to salute our ape masters at this point and offer my allegiance.
Well, Let's Do This has only been predicting this for the past,
true.
How many, 3-4 years? I don't know.
We've been telling people, man.
And apparently somebody filmed it and showed it to the world to get them prepared for this shit.
Even though, I will say, the chimpocalypse, they made this movie make it look so polite. You know, I was thinking, when I thought about the chimpocalypse, I thought about apes like, ripping off noses and ears and fingers and
ripping off assholes and throwing them at you.
You're thinking about wild chimps that just go crazy. Yeah. But these are smart, intelligent, organized chimps.
Yeah, these are higher intelligence chimps. So they don't rip people's nuts off. They're like same way you would be like, ew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like, hey, we're going to have to clean up this mess. So calm down there, Junior.
We're going to be cleaning up nuts all over the place. It's ridiculous.
I know that these chimps would be like that, because you start out with the smart chimps and you got the dumber ones and the smart ones are like, hey, man, you can't be throwing shit and doo-doo and all that. Right? We doing this intelligently. I got an image, man. Now, excuse me, where was I? Oh, yeah.
You're not only playing with your life, you're playing with mine.
Yeah.
Now, is your head on straight, man?
I know. Ceasar is like, hey, come on, use a coaster with that. What are you doing?
Yeah.
We're trying to have a society.
I know,
Rein it in, Lancelot Link. Let's get this show on the road.
And I don't like it either because, Cyrus, they would turn Leon and I and you against each other because the apes would come up to us and they'd be like, now, white folks don't call you monkeys all your life. Now, which side you going to go on? Are you going to be a monkey? You want to be with these people over here and lose your nuts right now? Like,
and I'll look at Cyrus.
I know. Yeah. Me and Leon.
And I'll look at
even on Leog, I've never made a monkey joke. All right? So,
I'll look at Cyrus and go, hey, are you going to take that?
Yeah, you would.
Don't worry, co-host. I'll pretend you like the volleyball is hanging up in my cage.
Oh, I'll be all right. Don't worry.
No, you know what, man? Everybody has had a lot to say about this film, Rise of the Planet of the Apes. People have either said,
there's too many of these in it.
Well, the people are saying
the Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, right, no, too many. It's because one time they just said Rise of the Apes. That's what they're going to call it.
Yeah.
And then they had to put Planet of the Apes in there just to keep it close to the brand.
Because somebody in marketing said, are you out your fucking mind?
Yeah.
We're doing this for a marketing tie-in.
Oh, yeah.
You better put Planet in there somewhere.
Yeah, people aren't going to just know because if you watch the trailer, there's no direct tie to it. They don't look like the apes from the Planet of the Apes movies. They're not wearing clothes.
Right.
They're not really walking up. They look like a computer's version of apes.
Yeah.
And obviously they have to. Because how can you not have Planet of the Apes? Because, you know what? Hey, we got a shitload of DVDs we still need to sell.
Oh, hell yeah.
They don't sell themselves. So, get the people re-interested in this franchise again.
It's funny because you make it sound like an executive you better put Planet in that shit. That's the key word right there. What's wrong with you? Go change this shit.
My chimp hand is strong.
Hey, goddamn, give me a marker. Yeah, my chimp hand is strong.
You're going to be a janitor next week if you don't put that shit on.
Exactly.
Hey, Coco, take care of this guy for me. Stupid. But, a lot of people have been looking at this and been like, wow, this looks amazing. That the CG in this looks incredible. And then some people have been like, you fucking with my series. I grew up with Planet of the Apes, and you can't do this, okay? You messing with my childhood. You messing with my, with my memories. And I'm happy to say, I don't know if us four monkeys in here can actually speak for the rest of the movie going public, or should we say the rest of you monkeys out there, because apparently y'all love giant robots more than anything else. But we were talking about it before he came in, and we all love the film.
Well, that's the thing. A lot of times Hollywood will, they'll lure your childhood over with a puppy and then rape it in the back of the van.
We were gun shy.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't know. I had to get some preparation H the last time I went with you. But sometimes Hollywood will pick up your childhood, buy some ice cream at Baskin Robbins, take it to Toys R Us with a gift certificate.
And then rape it in the back of the van.
Well, no. then drive it back off at home.
And you still stand on the sidewalk talking about, hey, ain't you gonna rape me?
I know. And you know,
It's not raping. It really tries to do something that's atypical for this type of summer film, that it actually wants you to spend time with the characters.
Absolutely.
To get to know them, to care about these people, that there is no clear-cut villains.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, wow, this is a summer film.
Well, it does that thing that I always want movies to do, is where they make everybody's motivation clear and believable.
Yeah.
Every action they take, you go like, that's exactly what this character would do, or I might do in this situation.
And that's what this movie does. I mean, with every character, there's a reason and a purpose behind what they're doing, more so than, hey, let's show off special effects.
Yeah.
You know, they actually give you character. They give you a reason to care about Ceasar, which is the
Yeah.
one main character who really steals the show in this movie, as he should. But you know, the thing is, though, I was shockingly surprised by James DeFranco, because I've heard some things where some people were like, James DeFranco felt like
Wait, why are
he
you
was
calling
out
him
of place.
DeFranco?
Oh wait,
James
is it
Franco.
James Franco? I don't know why I called him DeFranco.
Because he looks like duh.
DeFranco.
Why are you trying to DeFranco him?
You see him at the Academy
James
Awards.
Franco. I don't know why, but the thing is, I was a little worried, and I was skeptical specifically about him, because I was hoping he wouldn't come in this movie still stoned after the awards and trying to act and trying to convince me like, okay, I'm a scientist, guys, believe this, because I'm like, oh God, I hope they're not going to pull a James Bond where they get this attractive hot chick and try to convince us that she's a fucking rocket scientist.
Can I tell you something though? You know who that role was originally supposed to go to?
Who?
Tobey Maguire. And Tobey Maguire, now,
Really?
yeah. And here's the deal. Now,
funny.
Oh, you're not Spider-Man anymore? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no,
They told me the Green Goblin stole it from him.
no, he kind of stole from himself.
I took Mary Jane, and now I'm taking your role in the Apes movie.
I tell you what Tobey Maguire did, and this is what they say. Nobody knows for sure, but somebody said that Tobey Maguire took the script, read it, came back with changes in it, and they kind of like, you see that CG monkey on that screen right there? That's the star, not you. But wait, he trapped over hell. He went through.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're like, hey, call James Franco. And then, they got James Franco in. I had the same worries that you did that, look, let me quit lying. No, I did not. Because James Franco lately has proven himself to be a good actor. And I actually
Certainly. I mean, Jesus Christ, 127
Well,
hours.
yeah, you look at that.
He was amazing in that.
But there have been some things where it just seemed like he was sort of only half there.
Yeah.
This is one of those movies where he showed up for work.
Yeah.
He really did.
I mean, every actor really puts their all into it.
You guys brought up Tim Burton's remake of Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that because it never happened. It was a dream that we had.
Tim Burton.
Well, hey,
Well,
something
without
happened
shaking.
because I got raped that night when I saw that movie. Something happened to me. I'm not in denial.
Hey, I don't know what happened because that must have been like a mass hallucination or something, because we all had that same bad dream. But
this is a prequel to something.
Well,
it's just not that
See,
movie.
that's the thing. Somebody looked at that movie and said, you know what? Okay, I see where they messed up. You cannot come in here and just jump in and do a straight remake of a classic film like Planet of the Apes. I mean, that movie has not only a classic story, but just iconic imagery in it, and you just can't do it. At least not right off the bat. And so someone had the smart idea of saying, all right, let's just do a prequel as to what happened. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of debate here about this, but after seeing what I saw in the film and reading about what the director intended here, I don't care what anybody says, this is not so much a prequel related to the series. This is a reboot. I mean,
it can be.
It can
but
be.
I felt like they were really cautious to establish this being a prequel to the original film. And so many times during this, I mean, they're very specific about the ways that they are.
But you know what? Not so much you're right, in some aspects of the original, but what I liked about it is that it actually took, which one of my favorite Planet of the Apes movies is Conquest of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah. Which it is
where it
kind
actually,
of a remake
it
of
is
that.
about Caesar leading an uprising of the apes.
Caesar's the intelligent ape that pretty much says,
Yes.
God damn it, I've had enough.
He did, yeah.
And he sees how apes are being treated like second class citizens, pets.
It's a reboot in the sense that that series, the sequels would have never happened to that point because, this is, like I said, basically Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, except things happen totally differently. But if you were just looking at the first Beyond Battle, the Planet of the Apes film, then yes, this could be a prequel to that.
Okay, so Rupert Wyatt, who's the director here, who's probably the biggest film is The Escapist, has said, I myself would like people to look at this as kind of like Batman Begins.
Yeah, sure.
The start of a new series. So,
Right.
that's what they're trying to do here. Now, you're right. It's kind of, because this movie functions in two ways. It is sort of a reboot and it is sort of a remake, because that 1972 film you talk about, Conquest of the Planet of the Apes, pretty much is what we see here. Yeah. It's the fourth film in the series, and they decided to okay, we can take that, rework it, and make that the prequel to a brand new series here, and it works. And the way the story works, the way the story unfolds here is that you have James DeFranco. James Franco.
Come on, man.
He plays a scientist who is working on a medicine that will help cure
Alzheimer's.
I was about to say, I got Alzheimer's myself right now. No, Alzheimer's. And it's very close to him because his father, played by John Lithgow, has Alzheimer's. And
he's in late stages.
Yeah, and they can't, but he just wants to hurry this along, and they can't experiment on humans yet. So they start bringing in these chimpanzees. Turns out that this medicine works, and maybe iffy on people, but it works very well on chimpanzees. Perhaps too well, because they make chimps smarter. And by the time we get the birth of Ceasar in this movie, his mother has been experimenting with this medicine so much that it's just passed on to his genes. He's already an intelligent ape, noticing things that are pretty much good in James Franco, but the rest of the world is very cold and cruel, and you don't want a smart ape to have that kind of information.
What's sad about it, what brings you into it, is you see Caesar's life when he's little, and he's just Curious George. He's living it up, experimenting.
Curious George gone horribly wrong.
A monkey shines.
The thing is, we're not even seeing the dark world. That's just it. It's not so much later. Even as he's an adult almost, he's like, this is my best friend. This is my chimp.
This is my bro.
This is my chimp bro. And he's like, all right, high five. But I love being your
there's a pivotal moment because they take him out to the woods. He's got a collar on. You have to have your chimp on a leash. But then this German Shepherd comes up and just barking at him. And he's looking at him like, you fucking asshole dog, leave me alone. He's like, wait a minute, I have on a collar like him.
Am I an asshole too?
Yeah.
But specifically, am I a pet?
Yeah,
and that's that moment for him. It never occurred to him to think about, define his relationship.
And his moments like that. Yeah.
But there's and always in these sci-fi movies, somebody starts out the fish out of water, they're happy, but then they interact with society and things go horribly wrong.
I looked at it as
it's the Edward Scissorhands moment.
Well, it's another version of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
I mean, this is a creature that just doesn't understand the world, and the confines and safety of its own home, room, whatever. It's fine, but once it gets out to the public eye and sees, because it's not just a dog. Dog's messing with him. Yeah. The neighbor finds out about him, and the first impulse is to fight him. Kids are scared of him. It ain't too much longer before Curious George turns into Furious George.
That's the thing. I mean, his life, almost overnight, goes from Curious George to Shawshank Redemption.
You could see his face, his facial expressions, where he is learning up. He's picking up on these things that how people are treating him, how he's being reacted to, and his feelings towards his actual family, which is James Franco and his father.
Right. Those facial expressions are the key to this entire film working, in my opinion, because first off, it's a prequel, which has long been established one of the hardest things to do successfully.
Absolutely.
Because your audience already knows how it ends. We already totally know where it's going, so why should we be interested? And it does it by making Caesar the most fascinating character in this whole film. Everything, you don't look at him and go, wow, that's a real chimpanzee, but you do go, wow, that is incredibly well realized Gollum level of CG gone on in this character.
I thought it was better than, I thought it was the best I've ever seen.
It was really amazing.
I totally bought into it.
But you buy into it because you choose to, but if you saw a still, you'd never go, oh, that's a real monkey. Just saying. But it's partially because he's so expressive, and you believe it because he does have he has almost higher than humans intelligence. So they make the way he looks and the way he's expression, because obviously they're not talking.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of that credit, that credit has to go to the performance, which is by Andy Serkis, who also performed as Gollum.
Shit, this might be the year that a CG actor gets a nomination.
Yeah, you're right. He should, because it's the same company who worked on Lord of the Rings, Weta
Digital.
Weta Digital did all the special effects.
It's funny because Andy Serkis does not have movie star looks. You look at his face; it looks like Mr. Bean, but being CG characters, especially ugly CG characters, that's his niche now. He's the guy.
No, he's in a movie where he played Ian Drury from Ian Drury and Drury and the Blockheads called Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
And he was fucking phenomenal on it.
You know what he did in that? That guy's such a committed actor that he actually the guy Ian Drury or whatever.
Ian Drury, I think.
Yeah, the guy I forgot what he had, but he had polio, I think.
Yeah.
And one side of his body was weaker than the other. Andy Serkis actually went out and made one one side of his body stronger. It made the other side of his body weaker.
That guy is like the new movie monster, like the Lon Chaney of this era of doing these performances and making these characters really come to life.
And so far, he's been the forerunner in those kind of performances. Everybody knows him for Gollum, but then he went on to do King Kong. He plays. He's also does a role in Tintin, the captain. I forgot his name. But anyway, and then now he's doing this. And looking at this and all these other movies, I'm sorry, people. Not that I put too much in the Academy Award, too much stock in the Academy Awards anyway. But just to be fair, this film right here needs to be an argument that acting is acting. Okay, and this guy is carrying the film as a CG actor. Here's the big argument for it. On set, he is performing. This is not like a CG character that they threw in. They digitally mapped in him because he's wearing one of those motion capture costumes.
Right. Yeah.
And they're capturing his performance.
These days map his face. They have this series of lines they draw on it that are like have fluorescence in them or something. So it literally picks up every move of his facial expression.
You want to hear something funny? Just something offshoot here.
What, on Spill?
See, that's what I'm saying. You want to hear something funny? You don't ever hear that on Spill. I'm just putting this out. It has nothing to do with anything. I'm just going to blow your mind. They say that there's actually water, that they're working on water right now that you can breathe in, or a liquid that you can breathe in. And before they did all this
for a while,
and
I saw The Abyss. Come on,
that's what but see, you think that's science fiction? And they were talking about, like, at one time, there's a guy right now who's working on a faster speed of internet, and he said he's actually kind of the I won't say inventor, but he's the one that's the pioneer of this motion capture stuff. And he said at one time we think about using this liquid that you can breathe in to do motion capture, and then somebody else came up and said, you can do it with makeup, man. Come on.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
You're overthinking this.
Come on. You're doing the hard thing, man. You ain't got to impress everybody like that.
And by the way, what do you mean water you can breathe in? That might have other uses. I'm just saying. That could come in handy at some point.
That is true. You'd say that there's the pivotal moment is when he starts to look at the world, but I think the real pivotal moment is when Caesar gets taken to would you call it sanctuary?
Our
prison.
That's what they called it.
But it's Oz for chimps.
For chimps, he gets taken to pretty much like a dog pound for chimps.
The only thing he was missing was a Rita Hayworth poster.
Right. It's the Shawshank Redemption for chimps. It really is.
Caesar, give me your hand.
I can't wait to cross the border. I can't wait to see my human friend again.
But
the man with the yellow hat.
I can't wait to see my friend.
But no, after the inevitable bad encounter with the not so understanding or nice human being, for his own safety, Caesar is taken to an ape sanctuary run by Brian Cox and his asshole son, played by Tom Felton. And this is a very heartbreaking scene because not only do we have to witness Caesar being yanked away from the only loving family he's known all his life, but we also know that regardless of whatever he's experienced before, he is about to experience true human cruelty.
He hasn't spent any time with other chimps.
Oh, we're used to that. He'll be a little skittish at first, but we'll integrate him. You'll probably miss him more than he'll miss you. You'll be surprised how quickly they adapt. We provide a stimulating environment. He's going to thrive here.
Caesar! It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You're gonna stay here now. No. We're not going home right now.
In our experience, the longer you drag out the goodbyes, the harder it is.
That's when you get to see the rise of Caesar. And you get to see him come to power and start to communicate with these chimps. And at one time, you're thinking like, okay, they got all these other chimps in the movie, and maybe not paying attention, maybe you are, but they use no real chimps or no real apes at all, no real animals except for maybe a horse and a dog, but no real apes were used in the movie. And then you start to look and like, okay, that orangutan looks real, but damn, that motherfucker's acting, And it's here where you begin to realize like they went as far as to give a select number of these apes personalities. And that's when the movie really took off for me. To see like Caesar come in and like it is like prison. Like he's about to get shanked by another chimp, you know? And he comes in, he's just like, he spends one night thinking about things. He's like, wait a minute, I'm smarter than these other dumbasses in here.
They do it in the smartest way because, like I said, the first reel of this film is a really touching story about the relationship between this guy and the ape, and like how they're growing to be friends and their differences, and how he's charting his progress. And John Lithgow who's not studying from Alzheimer's, he's suffering from Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
And
even that is just so sad watching, you know, his dad, almost dying from it, and he's bringing him back. And then
and then you get reel 2, which is, the prison reel, where you start to see, okay, here's how he goes, you know what, humans are kind of dicks.
Yeah.
And start to see, really, this is how this is all going to happen. Because we know, as the prequel audience, we know what's going to happen. You got to sell it, and they totally do in that second reel. And then the third reel, which is what we've all been waiting for, is, of course, the motherfucking chimp apocalypse. Shit just goes down.
Well, that's why I love
shit rises.
I mean, like this movie is a real, genuine sci-fi movie. I mean, it's just so rare to get those. You might get one a year. I was like, it made me think of like the best parts of Splice. And it's like, okay, man, I'm so glad they're just being intelligent about this, great acting and everything. But it's like they said, like, now, you did come here for a chimpocalypse, didn't you? I was like, well, I did, but I didn't think you was going to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
and then Leon
goes haywire.
And then Leon screaming, "It's happening! I know. I'm watching it too. I see it right now. I'm scared too. All right."
The movie literally goes ape shit.
It does. It does.
I mean, and you know what, man? I know.
Oh, here it comes.
I know,
There we go. I'm going to rip your nuts off. I swear to God.
Nuts, feet, hands, nose.
Luckily, I gorilla glued my nutsack to my taint. You can't really. But no, you know what? I have to say that there are some performances in here which I don't think they're bad actors. I just thought that the characters were just very, very one-dimensional, or not very well used, like Frida Pinto, who's from Slumdog Millionaire, who's gorgeous.
But that was the one thing. Like it's almost like James Franco's world was coming to an end because his best friend is locked up and his dad he's in the last throes of life. It's like, oh, it's so sad. Wait a minute, he's fucking Frida Pinto. Fuck him. She might be the most gorgeous woman in the world. You're doing fine.
She does serve one purpose as far as her character goes, and there's a very important moment where she goes, a sobering moment where she goes, look, I know they're cute and all, but fucking, you should be scared of apes.
Yeah. Exactly.
But early on, and she's the first person to really, in the whole film, insinuate these things, if they wanted to, would be a huge menace. It's like, it's not all fun and games.
Once again, she's playing the audience. She's playing the audience and going, thinking, you know what, this is a bad idea.
It's almost
Stop
like you say,
while you're ahead.
I grew up in India where there's monkeys all over. It ain't nothing cute about it.
Yeah, you know what? I just didn't think they did a lot with her except to like say a few lines. She's not a huge actress yet, so I could excuse that. But
she can just stand there and I'm fine.
Yeah, I was like, hey, you gave me something to look at least. But I don't think that character was well written. And then speaking of be just characters that were just too one dimensional. What is it? Brian Cox.
Oh, but he's not even
Brian Cox and Tom Felton, who, it's funny because Malfoy is just going to be an asshole no matter what.
Malfoy is still playing himself Malfoy. I mean, actually, he came in with the robe and everything, being an asshole.
I'm wrong earlier. I said there was no villain. He is the villain, but only for the middle reel.
He was poking the apes with his stick.
Yeah, it was almost like they took Malfoy, like he got kicked out of Hogwarts and had to work clean up shit at the clean up shit at the monkey house. And he was mad about it.
Yeah, by the way, people, this is the sequel to Harry Potter.
Yeah. This is
what happened to Malfoy.
Yeah, this is sort of a side story right here. Yeah. It's a spinoff of Rise of the Apes is a spinoff of Harry Potter. So if you want to see some more Harry Potter, Malfoy is featured in his own movie right now.
It's funny because I was looking at it, I was like, man, this poor kid. When he started out, he was kind of the handsome rich kid at Hogwarts, but as he got older, man, he just got uglier.
He's got wormy looking.
It's like, man, there's no way you could have been the hero.
Perfect casting.
But his look is perfect for this movie because he is a slimy character. But I just thought, Brian Cox and that guy, and Tom Felton, they're just there to be, just straight up assholes.
Yeah, but that is really important. Somebody had to do that.
That's true.
Because otherwise you're never going to buy the transfer for Caesar of becoming as angry as he is.
I would say that, but he did it with such a, a snidely whiplash sneer, like, you stupid ape.
He was just more like an asshole teenager, like they can be.
Yeah.
Like he hated working for his dad, and the only jollies he got was torturing the animals.
I got that. It didn't work for me.
I mean, it's just his insecurity. I don't know. I don't see how it didn't work for you.
Yeah, like I said, it was just putting it on too thick with the sneering and the hey, you stupid.
Right.
And
I think it's just his face.
I'm starting to reach for your nuts. You better come up with something else. It's not selling me on that.
Just leave me my dick in hands.
But you're gonna see shit going through the air. That's me.
my other complaint with this is, and this is the biggest one, is they just have to really crowbar in references to Planet of the Apes. I'm talking about the Charlton Heston version of the first one. I mean, they go as far as to like put in Charlton Heston on a television set. They'd say one line that I'm like, you sir, I could dismiss, but then they come in and say one of the biggest lines on the Planet of the Apes and just didn't work. And I'm like, you know what? This movie's strong enough to stand on its own. You should not have to reference anything.
But the only moment, just that one, the one that you just referred to me, and I don't want to say, I mean, God knows people could probably guess, but it's like the most famous line pretty much from the movie. And you're like, wow, this is, okay, even though it was appropriate for the scene that this guy might say that, we all know that line from the other movie.
Too well.
I just went, oh, okay. None of the other things. I liked all the other things they did, though. I liked seeing Charlton Heston on the TV screen because it was kind of in the background. Like, oh, that's a clever reference. I like the way it sets up for, the next movie and little news references of shit talking about the rocket going off into space. I like that stuff. I
was telling me and Leon were talking about this too, because I mean, I noticed that, but I think if it had been in a lesser film, it would have made me even that more pissed off. But watching it, it really didn't. I was having such a fun time, and just knowing that, okay, they're really treating this property with as much respect as they did with the original franchise. And I was happy with that. So of course, I mean, I know they're going to throw that in, but it didn't bother me to where I was cringing.
You know what? My biggest problem with that is, and I stand pretty firm on this. It's like they don't trust the audience. It's like, we have to reference the original Planet of the Apes just in case you forgot where it's from. It's like, you made a good movie. You don't need to do that. My biggest pet peeve is like people who just cannot let go of the past. Speaking of the English black man, the debonair English black man.
What's his name? Because I really like that actor.
His name is David Oyelowo.
Okay.
One of them African names, one of them British African names. But the guy's a good actor. I have seen him in MI5.
Yeah, he was in the #1 Ladies Detective Agency.
Yeah, and he's again an actor who's capable of being able to carry any role except when he's given just a one-dimensional personality and some like weak dialogue. Almost every scene he's in, he's like, I'm all about money. I don't care about chimps. I'm a businessman. I'm all about money. And it's like, okay. And again, another character that's a little bit too sleazy to me. I'll be honest with you. This movie, on the human side of things. Oh, and not to mention, I don't even know this guy's name, but the neighbor, like the flustered neighbor who was. Okay,
I'll give you that with the neighbor, because the neighbor is just an asshole through and through. Yeah. And even when he gets his ass handed to him by a chimp, even when the next thing happens, it's like, dude, stay on your side.
Yeah, stay home and be traumatized. You're just attacked by a fucking monkey, all right?
Yeah. You should be that neighbor who like lives next door to the Munsters or Samantha Bewitched.
It's Gladys Kravitz.
Yeah, on you should be looking out the window and be like, Abner, there's a chimp out there, Abner, go to bed.
I was wondering if Dennis the Menace was also next door fucking with that guy.
The Menace was that fucking chip. Caesar the Menace. Bite your fingers off. But you know what? I don't think the movie was very strong on the human sides of things. I think the movie just really was taken off and made it an incredible, amazing film whenever you had the chimps and the apes. I mean, it's not just Andy Serkis. I don't know how much Andy Serkis. Does anybody know if he acted for the rest of the chimps in this film too?
I have no idea.
Well, if it was the animators or it was Andy Serkis or whatever, it's not just Ceasar that's the spotlight here. It's the fact that they were able to take all these apes who aren't real, give them different personalities, fill the screen with them, make you believe that. And you're right. I mean, listen, I agree with you. It's like, yeah, we know that they're not real because these are fantasy apes. Because
don't be kissing my ass now. I'm still taking your nuts.
I know. I'm covering my nuts. Hey, man, I did like some, Cyrus, please. No, we were talking.
Insert a sound of scissors right here.
Scissors. Be a man and use your teeth. Yeah. Come on.
It's because I'm a man that I'm not going to use my teeth.
Oh shit! I shave for nothing. Damn.
I don't like where this is headed.
But put some peanut butter on.
I think that because we were talking about they don't look real, but it's like it's a science fiction fantasy film. These apes are emoting more than the average ape. More than the average ape. No, these are not real
not
apes.
As much as grape ape.
Yeah,
I was one acting motherfucker.
Well, you know what, man? I know you guys thinking I'm just kind of throwing shit at this movie, and I am not. I do think it's an amazing film. Again, because these apes even given the human-like performances that they do, really still make you believe that they're apes. And I got to give the movie credit. Like I said, I believe, and people can disagree, and that's fine. I mean, I'm not arguing, but to me, it's kind of it is a reboot in the way that they've decided to recreate the rest of the series. If they decide to actually make more movies, and they've already said we put enough little nuggets in here hinting towards a sequel that they are planning on it if the movie's successful enough, and they've done that to where I do want to see this continue. I do want to see what they can do with this original spin that they've done on how this world has developed, and so this movie, I'd be a monkey's uncle to say I would give this anything else other than a full price. It is an amazing movie to watch if you just go just to see it as spectacle. And you know what I have to say, this movie just is the capper for me for a good summer. It was almost like the movie industry just said, yes, get your little robots and your CG animals out the way, and we'll bring out the real shit in August. So far, in late July. So far, I've gotten like Harry Potter, Attack the Block, and with this, I feel like I've gotten like blockbusters with real special effects, but also real drama. So yeah, this is a full price.
It's actually turned out to be a really good summer. I mean, it's a good year and a really good summer. And I was just like, man, Captain America saved the summer. And then Cowboys and Aliens just like made it go back out with it. I was like,
God damn it! What the hell?
But the Apes came in to save the day. You know what? I disagree with you on the being weak on the human side, because I feel like it couldn't have been as good as it was without such great human interaction. And even if the characters weren't written as strong, the actors really stepped up and made those characters feel full. It way surpassed my expectations. I'm so happy to see a solid sci-fi movie with such great action and such a fantastic payoff. And yeah, a whole new series of Planet of the Apes movies, go for it. I give it a very high, enthusiastic full price.
Amen, brother.
I agree with every word you just said, and that's so rare that I'm like, there's nothing, but I don't totally agree. No, I don't agree with everything you just said, Leon. You're absolutely right. I was the one talking shit about the trailer, because taken out of context, I go, why didn't they just have the guys in like practical makeup? But you can't, because like I said, so much about this is in the delicacies of the way that Ceasar expresses himself with his facial expressions that you just could not have pulled off with practical. There's no way. And the CG is certainly about as good as it's ever been for this sort of thing. Wow, it is a high full price. I really hope everyone goes out and actually sees this in the theater.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you said it, Leon. You fucking said it. I mean, I don't know what else to add to that. Besides, I agree. I completely agree with you. The human side is definitely there, and I really got attached to James DeFranco and John Lithgow. And
I mean, DeFranking him.
Did I just do it? Did I do it again?
Where's that coming from?
I don't know where that's fucking coming from, but
you know what? There used to be a musical group called the DeFranco Family.
That's it.
Isn't there a
I don't know. No, I'm fucking with you. No, but James Franco and John Lithgow. I mean, the relationship between those two was great, especially throwing in
It's
Ceasar.
heartbreaking.
I mean, it was. I mean, it really was, and you really do feel that. And I have to applaud James Franco, because I was really about everything about this film. I was really mainly concerned about him. I didn't know if he would just phone it in, and he didn't. And as far as the effects, incredible. Andy Serkis, I applaud you. You did your fucking job, and I really do hope that this becomes part of a big franchise for you, because you deserve it. I mean, I can only imagine after the end of this movie, I am fucking dying to see the next Planet of the Apes film. If it's done by the same people, I can only hope they look at this director who I've never really heard of, and I hope they treat him with as much respect as Warner Brothers treats fucking Christopher Nolan, because he did an exceptional job. I'm going to give this a better than sex, only because
surprising.
I want to see it 2 more times. I really do, and I want to see it 2 more times this weekend.
Corey, you might as well just change your view to some old bullshit, because the fans are going to react as if you
No,
did.
they're not, because
You gave it the lowest review out of all of us. They're going to love it. They're going to go, fuck you, Corey. Why don't you don't even know what a good movie is. You're like, hey, I gave it a full price.
Just a full
not
price.
full enough.
Let them bring it. By the way, I will agree with you that James Franco and John Lithgow, and I'll throw another human element in there, Andy Serkis, are the heart of this film. James Franco and John Lithgow, they earn as much credit as Andy Serkis for being able to carry this movie and being able to interact with him.
That's great, Corey. Save your ass while you can.
You know what? You know what? Let them bring it. I'll be on top of the Empire State Building.
You know what happens then? You get shot down.
You're right about that.
It was a regular full price that killed the beast.
Ceasar!